Guys, good afternoon guys, good evening. The next thing we want to do, right, is if alpha and beta are the roots of the quadratic equation 5x squared plus 7x plus 6 equals 0. Find the quadratic equation whose roots are a alpha square and beta square. One root is alpha square, the other root is beta square, and the second root is what? Alpha over beta, and the other one we have root alpha over beta, beta over alpha. Then we solve the two questions. Are we together? We solve it. Now let's start. Now the solution. Number one, the first thing they gave us an equation which is what? 5x squared plus 7x plus 6 equals 0. And they said alpha and beta are the root. Once alpha and beta are the root, let's first bring out our parameters. What's the leading variable? 5. The leading coefficient 5. The coefficient of the linear coefficient, leading coefficient 5, linear coefficient 7, and the constant 6. Are we here? A is the leading coefficient, B linear, and C. Now, our alpha plus beta, since they said alpha and beta are the roots of this one, alpha and beta are the roots of this one, let's forget our alpha and beta first. So let's forget the sum of our roots and the product of our roots. The sum of our roots and the product of our roots. The sum of our roots is what? Normally it is minus B over A. And that would be minus 7 over 5. And then the product of our roots, alpha plus beta, is what? C over A, which is what? 6 over 5. Beautiful. Help yourself. You get that? Now, they give us an equation. We now want to find an equation whose roots, the root of the new equation for the new equation. The new equation, we don't know. The new equation. They said the roots are what? Alpha square and beta square. So let's find the sum of that new root. The sum. That will be alpha square plus beta square. But this one now, it has an identity. It has what it is equal to. You recall that alpha square plus beta square is what? Alpha plus beta all squared minus 2 alpha beta. Then we continue playing. We continue having fun around the numbers. Don't mind me, please. Hey. Now continue having fun. What's our alpha plus beta? So we already had the sum of this root. This is what it looks as, and it is actually because I said it in a pre-video. Please watch other videos before you get to this. There are other videos on symmetric property. Please do ensure you watch that. Now I said it in a video, right? In one of our previous videos, that alpha square plus beta square, yes, but we must write it in sum and product form. It must be in multiples of this or multiples of A. This will be alpha beta. This is not alpha plus beta, please. There's an error around here. Sorry, don't mind me. This one should be alpha beta, not alpha plus beta. This should be alpha beta, alpha beta, alpha beta, alpha beta, alpha beta. I want to get here now. We've said it in our previous videos. That we must write whatever it is you have, write it in this form, alpha, either multiples of this and multiples of this, or something of this. It must be related to this and this only. So whatever it is you have, write it in that form first, then you continue playing. So what is our alpha plus beta? We already know that to be what? Minus 7 over 5. So say this is going to be what? Minus 7 over 5 square. Then minus 2 times, what's our product? 6 over 5. Product 6 over 5. So minus 7 over 5, that's 49 all square. Minus 7 square is 49 over 25. And then minus 12 over 5. Someone there is thinking the next thing is what? LCM. 25 and 5 is what? 25. 25 in 25, 1 times 49, you say is what? 49. God bless you. Minus 5 in 25. What do you say? Thank you. You said that is 5 times 12, 60. And this is what? Minus 11 over 25. Then the next thing, let's go for the product of the new root. The product The product of the new root, let's go for that. The product of the new root. The product of the new root. The product of the new root. The product of the new root, we have what? Now, that will be alpha square. Because our new root is alpha, our new roots are what? New roots are what? Alpha square and beta square. So the product of that is going to be alpha square times beta square. And this is the same as alpha beta all squared. You understand the concept of mathematics? What is our alpha beta? Our alpha beta is what? 6 over 5. So that will be 6 over 5 all squared. This will be what? 6 over 5 all squared. And that is what? 36 over 25. Don't forget, when we did it that time, we got something that when they gave us an equation whose roots are alpha and beta, we were able to arrive at something like this: x squared in one of our videos into bracket what? Alpha plus beta s plus alpha beta equals 0. That is, whatever the equation you're looking for, that new equation, it will be given by x squared minus sum of your new roots, sum of roots, times s plus what? Product of your roots equals 0. Now if that is the situation, so this is going to be x squared minus, what is the sum of our new roots? Sum of our new root is what? Minus 11 over 25. This is the sum of our new root. So you write that as what? Into brackets minus 11 over 25 with s. Then plus product of a new root. This is the product of the new root. Product of the new root. 36 over 25 equals 0. Now, of course, minus times minus, that will be x squared plus 11 over 25x plus 36 over 25 equals 0. Now the next thing you do is to multiply through by the denominator. So when you multiply through by 25, 25, 25, your equation becomes 25x squared plus 11x plus 36 equals 0. That is, we are saying that the quadratic equation whose roots are given by this is actually what we get there. Now let's quickly go for the second one. The second one, number 2, part 2. Number 2. Now, the part number 2, we want to find a quadratic equation. Whose roots are alpha over beta, and beta over alpha. The first thing we do is to take the sum of our roots. Please listen up. In this world, whatever it is you want to do, take the sum of the new root, take the product of the new root first. Whatever the root they give you, that's the scope. They already tell you, the equation is that they will tell you if alpha and beta are the roots of a given equation, they will give you that equation. Then find the equation whose roots are these. So with that alpha and beta they give you, find the sum of that, your alpha and beta, find the product of that. You know, alpha plus beta is what? B over A. Just use that straightforward, you get it. And alpha beta is what? C over A. Get that. Then the next thing you want to do, now you now find the new root they give you, go and find the sum of that one. Because that's what you did when they said alpha and beta are the roots. So whatever you did to get B over A and C over A is the same thing you're doing. Sum and product. So I'll take the sum of this one too. That will be what? Alpha over beta plus beta over alpha. And for you to do this is just simple mathematics, LCM. This is fractional. So the LCM of this, beta in alpha, beta is what? Alpha. Alpha times alpha, alpha squared. Alpha here is what? Beta. Beta times beta, beta squared. So this is going to be what? You know, this is an identity. This one, alpha squared plus beta squared, is symmetrical about a point. And we said, don't forget here, our alpha squared plus beta squared is what? Alpha plus beta all squared minus 2 alpha beta. So this will be alpha plus beta all squared minus 2 alpha beta over alpha beta. And this is going to be what? And let's see. Alpha plus beta here already. The sum of our root. The sum is minus 7 over 5. And the product is 6 over 5. So I will impute that minus 7 over 5 square minus 2 times 6 over 5 all over 6 all over 6 over 5. All together here. Now this is going to be what? Minus 7 squared, that's 49, over 25. Then minus 12 over 5 divided by 6 over 5. So let me make this a little bit more beautiful. Okay, let me continue. So this will now be equal to LCM here 25, and then you have 25 in 25, 1 times 49 is what? 49, minus 5 in this 5 times 12 minus 60, and then still divided by 6 over 5. And this will now be what? 49 minus this, minus 11 over 25, then divided by 6 over 5. You can write this as minus 11 over 25 times 5 over 6. 5 here 1, 5 here 5. So your answer is what? Minus 11 over what? 30. That's the what? The sum of the new roots. Now the product. The product of the new root. The new root is what? Alpha over beta and beta over alpha. So let's go for the product. The product. The product. The product. Now be alpha over beta times beta over alpha. This cancels this. This cancels this. This is 1. And you know the new equation, and we already know the sum of our root and the product of our root. So we know the new equation is what? That will be given by x squared minus into bracket sum of roots with s plus product of roots equals 0. So that will be x squared minus into bracket, what's our sum of roots. This is what we get for the sum. The sum, when we did the sum of this, right, we eventually arrived at minus 11 over 30. So that will be minus 11 over 30, then with what? With s plus 1. That's what we go for the product, equals 0. Then this will now be what? X squared minus times minus times minus is plus 11 over 30x plus 1 equals 0. Multiply through by the LCM, we have 30x squared minus plus 11x plus 30 equals 0. So that's the equation whose roots were given.